Hello friends, and this is Candid Chats, and I'm Gayatri, and today we are going to have a little conversation with one of my friend who is writer, who is a poet, a Kathak dancer, and a great vlogger. And guess what? She's just 18. So we have Tanvi Kulkarni with us. So let's have a conversation with her. Hi Tanvi.
Hello.
So, you recently launched your first book, Small Wild Epiphanies, and I've read it. And you can say that I'm pretty much in love with it. So, instead of me fancying over the book, can you tell us something about your book?
Yes, so I began writing 4 years ago when I was in school, and I have been writing poems and essays. And then September I think 2019, my parents were like, let's publish this content.
So your parents told
Yes,
you that, so
yes.
they were pretty much supportive.
Yes, very supportive. I think they don't read a lot because they're more into Marathi literature. But they heard from my friends ki खूप भारी लिहिते तर मग करूयात. So they approached me ki like, do you want to publish this? And I was like, yes, let's do that. And then my mom's friend who was a publisher, she was very on board आधीपासूनच. So मग we talked to her की असं आहे प्लॅन आहे आणि छोटंसं करायचं आहे पण we want to represent some work I've been working on. And that's how it happened. It was very impromptu, but September to December, 3 months मध्ये the work was done.
That's great. So my favorite one is Mothers and Traumas, and can I say that it's your eyes'
Yes.
favorite too?
Yes. I think it is very like, it is mostly about obviously it's my mom. So attaparayanta we had a very tough relationship. I think it's like all Indian moms have. Yes. So I have seen her growing up from all that she has faced in her life before, and I think Indian women in general, they have a very close thing with their mothers. Because you also hate them but you can't live without them. So that happened with me too. Like, we have different morals, but at the end of the day I see comfort in her. So it's one of the reasons why this poem, like, I think it happened when I was sitting with her and she was telling me about her trauma stories, and it was very surprising because we tend to see our mothers as a whole person, but they have come up till here through so much, and it is so amazing to see that ki are he झालंय with her आणि आता she is who she is. And that was the moment I was like, oh, this can be a poem. So that was how it.
Can I say this, that you're pretty much observant as compared to your age?
Yeah.
It's great. So I use reading as my escape. So, and I was reading your book. I found it very relatable. So does that happen to you when you are reading other books?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no, because I tend to read a lot of varied writers. So
For example?
so Arundhati Roy, the last book I read was Arundhati Roy's. Not really, but that was the major Indian writer I followed. So it talked about casteism and different issues which I didn't firsthand experience. But the style of writing that she uses or that she follows is so different than what I had been reading so far. And then it wasn't relatable, but it was very alarming in the sense that some writers influence you. So even though you may not experience what they do, it is very raw, and you end up experiencing what they experienced through their lens. So, like, I read, I think, Arundhati Roy in 2018, but it was still very impactful. So I don't tend to think about the relatability of the writer, but every writer that you like, author that you read, they impact you very differently. So you end up loving the book no matter what.
And you read about mental health?
Yes. So it's mostly stuff. So in India it is still taboo. People don't talk about mental illnesses a lot, and that dynamic a lot of authors have challenged so far.
I've stopped reading Indian authors long ago, but I used to read Preeti Shinoy a lot, and she writes a lot about mental health issues.
Yes, which is sort of what writing has to happen, right? Like when you're writing, you have to sort of challenge something that you've read before, and you have to put a new perspective. So if writers are doing that, that is an important thing out there. So anybody who writes about mental illness or anything in general, it is very important because it's adding something to the literature area, but it's also their perspective on life. Yes, so
Your book has finally launched, and what is the best review you have received?
I think it would be my best friend's father, who doesn't read a lot, but he स्वतःहून texted me की like मी हे वाचलं आणि it moved him. And माझा aim when writing this book was I wanted this to be for the youth, because older people don't tend to read English इतकं जास्त. They would usually not consume इतकं deep stuff. And my parents had told me कि they think कि like heavy English isn't very interesting. So simple.
Yeah, the language is very simple.
Yeah. So I was trying to make it more so readable. You know, any age group can read it. And then my best friend's father was like, "Hey, मी वाचलं," आणि for my age also it was very new कि अरे there is someone out there who sees life in this way. And that was, I think, the best thing, because you don't expect adults to be like अरे हे किती छान है, because you have this mindset कि if I'm writing this and if I want it to be for the youth, adults will never read it. But then someone out there, a best friend's father, he actually takes the time out to read the book, and then he tells you कि अरे हे मला फार आवडलं, and it is just amazing.
So last question, what's the advice you would give to beginners?
Just keep writing. I think I've faced like obstacles where I thought कि my writing would be too bland. And हे झालंय म्हणजे की initially I started खूप sad poetry की about like negativity किंवा just dark poetry, but you evolve. That is, I think poets have this thing कि they're scared कि this is it, this is just as good as I can get. पण असं नाही आहे. Like you don't notice yourself becoming a better writer, but it happens. So no matter how bad you think your writing is, yes, and just keep writing. Even if you think it's bad, even if you think this is not, people won't relate to it. They will. It is surprising. Like I wrote 3 poems which even I didn't relate to. They were just a different perspective. But people out there, they found themselves, कि अरे हो हे खरं है, this is me. That will happen. That will always happen. Just be fearless when you write. Don't think about what people will say or how hard it is, how easy it is. It is your work. So put it out there. That's it.
So those were all questions. But I have her book right now with me, and I want her to read her favorite poem from this book. So can you read it to us?
So this is called 5 Tips to Have a Healthy Heart. 1. Look at the sky. During the day when there's a sun, during the night when there's a moon. A lot of people will tell you to. The clouds are in the shape of your knee today. The moon, however, always seems to have a rabbit. The stars, name some. Talk to some. Look at them, their reflections. The stars, they're everything. Today the sky feels like cotton candy. I wish I could taste it. 2. Walk barefoot once in a while. The gravel is hard. The mud is yucky. The sand leaves dirt marks looking like Japan on your feet. The stones don't seem to have edges, but they always hurt. Walk barefoot. I'm walking on earth. 3. Talk a lot. Talk every time your tongue tastes of words, nothing else. Talk to people, talk to babies, talk to dogs, talk to animals. To a grandmother who's 72 miles away, sitting by the phone waiting for any conversation to happen. Daddy, I miss you. It's been a very long time. Alternatively, scream. Be a child. Call people names. You deserve to go to hell for your actions. 4. Believe. Believe a lot. Of course, not when the world decides to rest its arm on your shoulder, leaning heavily on your neck. Because I bet belief feels like cow shit then. But whenever possible, believe. In your bones, in your body, in the third of your heart. In your chance to do things. In yourself, in your love. It's okay. It seems so far away, but I will wait. Be reckless. Break things. Cry into a pillow that smells like yellow. Go utterly quiet for some time. Feel scared. Liquidate everything there is. Pour it in a brown china cup. Pace around the house. I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. I'm going to break it. Breathe. Count and breathe. Breathe while crying. Cry a lot, laugh a lot. You could get breathless, but that's alright. Breathe in. The smell of fresh fabric. Chiffon, I guess. Breathe with someone, maybe. Go near your best friend. Breathe with her. Listen to her heartbeat. I love the sound of your heartbeat. It's so euphoric. When you laugh, the loud belly rumbling laugh, do it with your heart. Laughing is so good, I promise. Don't suppress it. Laugh, man. In awkward situations, in serious situations, laugh. Loud, annoying, quiet, funny. When you cry, hug yourself. Don't let it grow inside. Cry, hot, wild, fuming, sad, happy. Allow yourself to feel. Allow yourself to tell you, dear human, I'm glad to be in here too.